Hello, welcome to Examguide Consult Limited. Today we'll learn mathematics and we'll look at an aspect of mathematics that some of you run away from: transactions in homes and offices. Okay, as a mathematics student, this is one area of mathematics that you should pay attention very well, because it's a direct application of what you learn in school. That's okay. Your daddy, your mommy may want to have you, do a math of a particular thing. Okay, we'll see some problems that have to do with some everyday things that we see, maybe at home, maybe in offices, maybe in your church, maybe even in the school and all that. So it's important you know how they are approached, so that you know the best way to solve them in case you are asked to help out in getting the answer of those things at home or anywhere you are. Okay, so let's look at the objective of what we want to learn today. Is basically to solve mathematical problems on transaction in homes and offices. That is basically what we want to do today. We want to see how to approach those things. It's just our understanding of what the questions are saying and apply the answer in the best possible way that we can. Okay? All right. So let's solve problem on homes using the Examguide learning app. Okay? So if you have your app, you can just bring out your app. Let's learn some things from there. Okay. Let's look at the first question we have here. The first question says, what is the bill of a house that consumed 1,000 units of electricity? 1,000 units of electricity. If the first 100 units are charged at 10 naira per unit and the remaining units at 5 naira per unit. So this is, like I said, it is something that you may have to meet at home. That's why we say it is transactions at home, transactions in office and all that. So you can meet this in. Your father can come one day and say, okay, I bought, these people said they gave us 1,000 units for this social amount. Do you understand? So let's see how much they charge per unit or how much usage. So your father can decide to, okay, help me do a math of this and give me the answer. Okay, for you who have come across how to solve this thing, you should be able to do it at the end of this lesson. Okay? Okay, so the question is, what is the bill of a house that consumed 1,000 units of electricity? Okay, so they want to know this 1,000 units of electricity, how much will the person pay for 1,000 units of electricity? That is what the person consumed, let's say in a month. Okay, now, but now look at the other part of the question. They say, if the first 100 units of this 1,000, first 100. So we are taking the first 100 out now. So let's look at that question again. Number one, total unit is equal to 1,000 units, right? Now, the question says, if the first 100 units are charged at 10 naira per unit, first 100 units. So as you buy this 1,000 units, your first 100 units, it has a high charge. That is what the company, the electricity generation company or distribution company is talking about, that if you buy our 1,000 units, the first 100 units will charge you more. After the first 100 units, they will begin to charge you 5, will begin to charge you less. Okay? So what are we talking about here? We said that the first 100 units at what? 10 naira per what? Per unit. Now, this is what we're going to do. What is the value of this 100 units in naira? If one unit, if the first one, if 1 unit is equal to 10 naira, how many naira will be in 100 units? Remember, they say the first 100 units is charged at 10 naira per unit. So per unit. So to get this, it will be equal to 10 naira for 1 unit times 10 naira for 1 unit times 100 units. So 10 naira, just like that for the 100 units. So each unit is 10 naira. So how much do we have for 100 units? Do you understand the point now? So that will be equal to 1,000 units. If you check it, 110, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. This is 1,000. So this is 1,000 naira. It means, what this simply means is that for these 100 units, their bill is 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira. Now remember, they said once they buy this 1,000 units, after 1,000 units, after 100 units, they now begin to charge what? 5 naira per unit. Now, we have removed 100 units from 1,000. What is the remaining unit? Remaining units will be equal to 1,000 minus 100 units, which will be equal to 900 what? Units. So what the question is saying is that this remaining 900 units is charged at what? 5 naira per unit. Do you understand? So it means that this is therefore 5 naira per unit multiplied by the 900 units that is now left. Okay, so we check 900 times 5, 0, 0, 9 times 5 is 45. So this is equal to 45,000 naira. But the question is saying, if you look at, I know these people will have a way of giving you 4-5 there as, did I say 4-5? Sorry, 4,500 naira rather. 4,500. This is it, 4,500. Okay, so in your question, I know that they will give you something like that. Is there option A as 4-5? Because some of you are too quick to assume that you have gotten your answer, but you must understand your question very well. So they are not asking you, they're asking you what is the bill of the house that consumed 1,000 units, not house that consumed 900 units, 1,000 units. So the bill for 1,000, so we say, therefore, the total bill for 1,000 units will be will be equal to bill of 100 units, that first one, plus bill of what? 900 unit consumption. Do you get that? So this will now be equal to, for 100 units, we have 1,000. Why? For 900 units, we have 4,500. So total will be 5,500 naira. So for a unit of 1,000, the bill is 5,500 naira only. All right? Okay, so that is for that. So the next thing we're going to look at is a carton of 750. Before we go into that, I hope you understood everything we've done here. If there is any area you don't understand, you can just go back to what we have solved. You can even ask questions on the comment section. We can help treat your question. Okay. A carton of 750 biscuits is shared equally among a group of boys. Is shared equally among a group of boys. if each boy gets 30 biscuits, how many boys are there altogether? So they say each boy gets 30. So the question says how many boys are there all together? Okay? Okay, so this is it. How many boys are there? We don't know. So they're asking us how many boys are there all together. So we can say let the number of boys be X, be A, be Y, be anything. Do you understand? So let's say let the number of boys that took part in the sharing, right? Let the number of boys that took part in the sharing be, let's say Y. Let it be Y. Let it be Y. All right? So it means Y, this number of boys divided 750 to get 30. That's what it means. This implies that 750 was divided by Y to get 30. Is that not what the question is? That's what the question is. 750 biscuits shared equally by, we don't know the number of people, but they were boys. We said it should be Y. And when they finish sharing this thing, it gave 30 as answer. Do you understand? So they're asking us, what is this Y? What is the total number of boys that shared the 750? All right? So what do? This is a fraction. This over 1. This is another fraction. Okay? I've said when a fraction is equal another fraction, we do what? Cross multiply. We only cross multiply when single fraction are in both sides of the equation. So at the left hand side, we have one single fraction, right hand side, one single fraction. Do you understand? That's when we multiply, when we cross multiply. Okay? So this is 30 times Y, 750 times Y. So let 750 come to this side, let 30 come to this side. So this will be 30 times Y will be 30 Y is equal to 750 times this will be 751. Do you understand? All right? So what do? Divide both sides by the coefficient of Y, okay? When we did algebraic expression, we looked at what coefficient is. So just go look at our class here on algebraic expression. We've defined what coefficient of a number is, okay? So the coefficient of Y here is 30. So we say divide 30, divide both sides by the coefficient of Y. Coefficient of Y is 30. So this means 30Y all over 30 is equal to 750 is also all over 30. So this, take this away. 30 divided by 30 is 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. 1 times Y is Y. So this is Y is equal to, this will cancel this, right? Good. 3 into 7, we have 75 now because 0 has cancelled this one, okay, to go off. This 75 divided by 3, I know the answer, but you know, for you who may not know, let's just look at how to break it down to get that answer which I know, okay? 3 into 7, just divide them bit by bit, okay? 3 into 7 will give us 2. That is 3 into 6 is 2, remainder 1, okay? So this is 2, remainder 1. Carry that 1 and put 12, 5 is to be 15. 3 into 15 is 5. So this is 25. So it means that Y is 25. What does Y represent? Y represents the number of boys that took part in the sharing. All right? So we say that the number of boys that shared 750 biscuits is 25 boys. All right? So the option is option B. Option B is the correct option. All right. Let's move to the next one. This one says a bookshelf contains 23 textbooks. If there are 5 mathematics, 8 English, 3 computer, and the remainder are storybooks, how many storybooks are in the shelf? All right, this is quite simple, straightforward. So you can see this kind of thing in your home. Maybe your daddy is asking you, okay, for you to know the number of storybooks in his shelf, check how many maths do we have there, how many English, how many computer books. When you remove them, the number of whatever you have there is, okay? Now look at this now. A bookshelf contains 23 textbooks. So this bookshelf contains maths, right? Contains English, contains computer, and story. Okay? So they contain all this. 23 of them, 23 books, and it contains this. All right? So the question now is, how many are storybooks? Remember, maths is equal to what? Maths is equal to 5. English is equal 8. Computer is equal 3. Storybooks is equal, we don't know. However, total books, 23. So to get the storybooks, okay, so to get this is add everything that we know, that is the maths, the English, and the computer together, and subtract it from the total books. The remaining, they are all storybooks. So let's know the figure of the number of storybooks that we have there. Okay, so this will now be equal to 23 minus these 5, or let me say, storybooks is equal to 23 minus 5 plus 8 plus 3. That is minus maths, English, computer. All right? So this will be equal to 23 minus 5 plus 8 is 13, right? 13 plus 3 is 16. So 23 minus 16 should give us 7 storybooks. So 7 storybooks are in the shelf, option C. Now, by selling an article at 600 naira, a trader makes a profit of 20%. Find the cost price. Okay? Find the cost price. So let's look at that. This is also something that can be in the office. Maybe you are the storekeeper of a particular office, and you are the manager of a particular office. You may have to apply the knowledge of mathematics there. So that is why you are learning all this. Okay? Or your father or your mom, who is a businessman or woman, may ask you to, get all these figures for him or her. And let's look at this. By selling an article at 600 naira, a trader makes a profit of 20%. So they're asking us to find the cost price. So they have given us percentage profit that the person made. Okay? So percentage profit, we have the formula percentage profit is equal to selling price minus cost price divided by the cost price. Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. This our cost price, we put it as CP. Okay, so this means percentage profit is equal to SP, meaning selling price, minus CP, cost price, divided by CP, cost price. Okay, so our percentage profit there is 20%. So putting our values, this is 20%. Okay, our selling price is 600. Our cost price, we don't know. Remember, the question is find the cost price. So it's the cost price that we don't know that we want to find. Remember, from the question, our percentage profit is 20%. 20% means 20 over 100. That's what I did there. That's what 20% means. If you don't know about percentage, check our playlist here about percentages. We've done percentages. We did an explicit study of percentages, so you can just go and look at what we did on percentages. Okay? All right. So 20% means 20 over 100. Our cost price they say by selling an article at 600, meaning our selling price is 600. So let's do this now. Okay? So remember, this is two fractions. Okay, one on one side, another on this side. So what do? Cross multiply. Okay, cross multiply. So this will mean cross multiply. So this will mean 20 times cost price is equal to 100 times 600 minus cost price. Do you understand? Okay. So if we have done that, so this will be 20 cost price is equal to 100 times 600, be 6,000. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 6. Okay, so this is 6,000. Okay, minus 100 CP. Is that okay now? Minus 100 CP. Okay. Okay, so the next thing we do now is to take like terms. All right? So we take like terms. What do? 100 CP 20 CP, so let's bring it here. So this will be 20 cost price minus 100 CP. Once it moves to this other side of the equation, minus will change to plus. So this will now be plus 100 CP is equal to 60,000. Is that okay? So 20 cost price plus 100 should give us 120 CP. Is that okay? To be equal to, okay, to be equal to 60,000. Are we there? So the next thing we do is to divide both sides by the quotient of CP. So divide both sides by the coefficient of CP. The coefficient of CP is 120. Okay, so we bring 120. Okay, so we have 120 CP over 120, 60,000 over 120. So this, we have CP is equal to this here, we have 60 now, 0, okay, over 12, right? 2 here, 6, 2 here, 3,000. 2 here, 3, 2 here, 1, 5. So we have CP is equal to 1500 over 3. Okay? So CP is equal to 500 because if we do 1005 divided by 3, 3 divided 15 is 5. 3 divided 0 is 0. 3 divided 0 is 0. So it's 500 naira. So the cost price of that item is 500 naira. So when the person, by selling it for 600 naira, the person made 20% profit. Okay? 20% profit. Let's see if that is true. If that will be true, if we look at what is the profit of this now, profit is equal to what? Selling price minus cost price. So our selling price is 600, cost price 500. Okay, this will give us 100 as profit. So we say percentage profit is equal to profit over cost price times 100. Is that okay? So this will be 100 over 500, which is the cost price times 100 times 100. So this, okay? 5 into 100 gives us 20%. Can you see? So it is correct. That is the cost price. So we have found that percentage profit that was given to us by selling something at 600 naira. We got a percentage profit of 20%, which is 20% here that we have seen. Okay, so let's look at the next. Let's look at some other thing. Okay, look at this. How do 10 pea cows, 7 Q rams, and 15 R goats. 15 R goats. 15 R goats. If he sells 3 pea cows, now this is what he has. Now he sells 3 pea cows. And he sells 3 pea cows, 5 Q rams, 5 Q rams, And okay, 3p cow and 5q ram. How many animals are left? So they say how many are left? Animals are left. So how many animals are left? So remember, this man, 3 animals he had there. So the solution, he had goats. Let's start from cow. The first one they said was cows. He had 10p cows, okay? And he sold 3p cows. So he sold minus 3p cows. That is for cows, meaning what is left is 7p cows for cows. Then for rams, he had, first of all, was 7q rams. Then he sold how many? 5, that is 5q, meaning this 5 is left, that is subtraction. So the remaining will be 2q rams. The next thing he has is goats. And for goats, he didn't sell anyone, 15 R goats. He didn't sell anyone. So they're asking how many animals does Audu have altogether? So it will be the things that are left now, right? 7p plus 2q plus 15r. This is for cow, this is for ram, and this is for goat. Okay, so 7p plus 2q plus 7p plus 2q plus 15r. That is option A. That is the correct option there. Okay. All right. Let's see. This says a bowl contains 45 oranges. A bowl contains 45 oranges. If 2/3 of the oranges are bad, how many are good? Okay, so let's apply our knowledge of fraction in our everyday home use. Our knowledge of fraction. So a bowl contains 45 oranges. So total of 45 oranges inside of this bowl, inside of this whole bowl. And they said 2/3 of the oranges are bad. 2/3 of the oranges are bad. Two over 3 of the oranges are bad. Okay. Now the question is, how many are good? If 2/3 of it are bad, it means that 1/3 should be good, right? Because if the whole is 1 and we have removed 2/3 out of whole, so the remaining will be 1/3. Is that okay now? All right. If this is the orange and we have it divided this way into 3 parts, 1, 2, 3, and they say this side now that I shaded, all this side are bad. B-A-D. This means this shaded part, of course, you know, is 2 parts. It's 2 over the total parts, 1, 2, 3. That is 2/3. Please visit our lesson on fractions. You will understand what I'm doing here. So it means that it is this part that is good, right? So the part that is good is 1, this 1 over what? The total? 3. It means that for the good part can simply be said good part is so good oranges now rather. Good oranges will simply be 1/3 times 45 oranges. Do you understand? Times 45 oranges, which will be equal to 1 times 45 is 45, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 into 45 is 15 oranges. So out of the 45 oranges, 15 of the oranges are good, while the ones that are, no, they say how many are good? Okay, 15 are good, while 2/3 are bad. The 2/3 is 30, because if you remove 15 from 45, what will be left is 30. And to be sure that 30 is 2/3, remember they say 2/3 of the oranges are bad. So let's look at that. 2/3 of 45 oranges will be 2/3 times 45. Is that okay? So this will be equal to 3 here is 1. 3 into 45 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30 oranges. So can you see? It is 30 oranges that we have as bad oranges. So that is how to solve that question. Okay? Another way to have solved it without going through this route is to simply get the actual figure of the 2/3% and 2/3 of the oranges that are bad. When you get this 30, it means 30 are bad. So the ones that are good is subtract this 30 from 45. It will give you the ones that are good, which is 15. Is that okay? That is another way to go around it. Okay. So the question is, the answer is 30, all right? Then let's look at this next one, just this one, then we see what we can do next. Okay, so a 450 long field is drawn to scale 1 cm to 90 meters. So they say we should find the length of the drawing. This is simple, very simple. Now listen, the 450 long field is drawn to scale. So 450 meter field. They drew this on paper, right? And they said that for every 90 meters represent 1 cm. So they say out of this thing, out of this 450 meters, 90 meters is equal to 1 cm. So how many cm will 450 represent? If 90 meters represent 1 cm, that is what the question is saying. A 450 meter long field is drawn to the scale of 1 cm representing 90 meters. So how many cm will 450 meters represent? So if 90 represents this, so it will mean that 450 meters will now be what? It will be 450 meters divided by 90 meters to give us the answer we'll get in cm. Do you understand that now? So the cm will be equal to this now. This, you cancel this cancels this. 9 here is 1, 9 and 45 is 5. So it's equal to, so 450 meter is representing 5 cm. That is what that means. And that is option E, all right? And the last, which we have just done, if the oranges, how many oranges are good? Okay. All right, so with that, you can look for questions around transactions, around the homes, around the offices. You have them in your past questions, some couple of them. Get them solved, okay? If you have any questions on what we have done, you can ask a question on the comment section We'll attend to them. Thank you very much. I will see you next time on this channel. Thank you.